Since approximately 2017, if not earlier, the Chinese Communist Party, or CCP, has perpetuated discrimination against an ethnic minority known as the Uyghur people of northwest China. Xinjiang, China has become one of the most policed areas, with video cameras over every street and even the doorways of private homes of this primarily Muslim ethnic group. This heavy surveillance began after forced relocation from the majority Uyghur indigenous regions of Kashgar and Hotan. Disturbing footage depicts men being walked among the camp in chains and blindfolds, with shaven heads and matching jumpsuits. Interviews from detainees in these vocational re-education camps describe women being given only minutes to use the restroom, facing harsh physical abuse if they do not comply. This sounds almost minor in comparison to reports of genetic testing, sterilization, forced abortions, and other forms of abuse against both male and female members of the Uyghur population within these camps. Children are affected as well, as the government began removing mothers and fathers from their homes as they were taken away to labor re-education camps, ultimately to be stripped of their native language and religion, primarily Islam. Often left parentless, the Uyghur children are abducted as well and taken to undisclosed locations for further re-education. All of this is done under the guise of helping these populations to assimilate into the majority Han Chinese culture. However, forced assimilation is simply cultural erasure. Protests in regards to this systematic forced assimilation have been met with extreme force, as is not uncommon for the CCP. Protests in Hong Kong were met with extremely violent action from police, resulting in the injury and death of Chinese citizens. Both local and global media did their best to quiet the news surrounding these riots. However, even a peaceful rally in Hong Kong supporting the release of Uyghur populations ultimately resulted in citizens being harassed and pepper sprayed. At this point in time, numbers of the detained Uyghurs are uncertain. However, investigative journalists have estimated the numbers to be over 1 million Uyghurs to be detained within these re-education camps. Now, protests have begun to spread as far as Canada and Switzerland, urging the United Nations to address these crimes against humanity taking place within Xinjiang, China for over 3 years. Despite a slight uptick in mass media coverage of the issue in the past year, government relations being complicated in regards to China has led to a standstill in the way of international intervention to prevent further ethnic cleansing of Uyghur populations.